Mm.
On my own, on my time, all I'm leaving is a past behind. For my soul, for my mind, all I need is what I'm yet to
What?
find. How low will this one go? How long will this
Everyone is to listen. Oh, don't oh, no. I ruined it. I ruined the joke. Television-kansliat up 12. Oh, wait, don't do that. Welcome to stream, everyone! Is the fucking audio not capturing? Fuck!
Hyvät naiset ja herrat,
Pretend nothing you saw just happened.
Seuraavaksi vuorossa UFO-porno! UFO-porno!
Hell yeah! UFO porno!
UFO-porno!
High quality shit. Oof of porno.
Hyvät naiset ja herrat, haluamme esitellä teille muutaman henkilön.
Here it is, namely...
Tehtävään on valittu Merimakkara, Mörssäri, Pullomaha
Don't fucking
ja
freeze.
tehtävä on
There we go.
UFO-porno!
UFO porno!
UFO-porno! Merimakkara!
There he is. Do I need to put a noise filter on my fucking mic again? Fucking piece of shit. It looks like it's doubling my audio. Chottamatte. Oh god.
Pullomaha! Tehtävänä
Not good enough.
UFO-porno!
UFO porno!
Ja hyvät naiset ja herrat, television katselijat, tällä kertaa saamme seurata
This time we get to witness.
UFO-porno jonkun kotona!
It's in some guy's house.
UFO-porno!
Why are the subtitles so fucking small?
UFO-porno jonkun kotona!
It's just in some dude's house.
Ja nyt, hyvät naiset ja herrat, television katselijat, vielä ennen mainoskatkoa näytämme teille poikkeuksellisesti UFO-porno jonkun duunipaikalla!
Where are we?
UFO-porno jonkun duunipaikalla! UFO-porno
UFO porno!
jonkun duunipaikalla!
Imagine you're just doing your fucking office work.
Takaisin, hyvät
And the aliens are just there
televisionkatselijat.
fucking rubbing their
Sen
bellies.
kunniaksi todellinen
That'll get me to return to
harvinaisuus.
office.
UFO-porno jonkun poppamiehen kastellessa!
Like, man, all the things that, all the benefits that come with remote work, allowing you to be treated by a human being, or you could go and watch aliens rub butts at the office.
UFO-porno
Hell yeah!
miehen kastellessa!
So is the shaman there to like summon the
Ja
aliens?
ohjelman
What's he doing?
lähestyessä loppuaan, hyvät
We're nearing the end of the UFO
näemmekin
porno.
UFO-porno jonkun autossa!
They got tired of using alien vehicles and they've adopted Earth vehicles.
Jonkun autossa! Ja nyt, hyvät naiset ja herrat, viimeisen jakson päättymisen kunniaksi.
It's the end of the show. I guess I'll end stream now. Bye, guys.
UFO-porno!
UFO porno.
Markan talolla!
Markan.
UFO-porno! Markan talolla!
What the fuck is Mercantarua?
Markantalon miehen kattellessa!
Yeah, I like to watch. I like to watch.
Markantalon miehen kattellessa!
I like how they're not actually out at Mercantalo. They just have a fucking green screen of it. Yeah, he's getting into the porno. He's humping the aliens. He's getting into it. Yeah. Ah. Oofa porno. Okay. Hello there, welcome. Welcome, my one single solitary, possibly non-existent viewer. If you're a bot, please say beep beep boop boop in chat so I can ban you. Alright, so the reason I've brought you here today is because there is new alien footage. Ooh. Like, you remember the Flare, Go Fast, whatever the other one was, gimbal footage? That stuff was cool, huh? Yeah, they got more of it. Huh?
Today, I want to state clearly that this is not science fiction or creating speculation.
Dude,
This
it's
is about
totally real,
national
believe
security,
us.
government
Because we benefit
accountability,
from it.
And the American people's right to the truth.
This was taken October 30th of 2024. This video is of an MQ-9 drone tracking an orb, or this object, off the coast of Yemen.
New orbs just
You'll
dropped.
see
Look
that
at it.
another MQ-9 launched a Hellfire missile. You cannot see that drone.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how
What'd you say? Whatever.
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going?
Do whatever blob thing it is. Do whatever blob thing it did. This is the government. This is the government we have.
Nothing?
Nothing.
All right, how about you, Chief Wiggins?
Official government words. Blob
to my
thing it
knowledge,
did.
Okay, and how about you, Mr. Borland?
I prefer to answer that in a skiff.
I have heard about events like this. I have heard about
Do the
this
blob
event.
thing,
Here
everyone.
Bill and I talked about it on one of our episodes a while back. We did not have the video, though. There are servers where there's a whole bank of these kind of videos that Congress has not been allowed to see, that the public hasn't been allowed to see. Occasionally, some of that stuff gets out in the wild, and it comes our way. It should be going to you. You know, the public should be seeing this stuff.
I mean, I do agree with that. I want to see the aliens. Oi. I don't know why the browser keeps fucking
Smacking into that
freezing.
UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
It kept going, and it looks like the debris was taken with it.
Yeah, what the hell is that? The public has been told over and over since the late 40s, there's nothing to worry about here. These mysterious craft seen by millions of people in the skies. In
Yeah,
the oceans,
I trust
over
the government
land,
when they tell me there's
are not
nothing to
real.
worry
They're
about.
not a threat. The witnesses are wrong. They're crackpots. Don't believe it.
Don't
That
believe
changed for
anything
me.
you
What
hear.
got me hooked is
Except the
paper trail.
government believe them.
Documents that were squeezed out of the U.S. government after the FOIA, Freedom of Information
FOIA.
Act, became the law of the land. And those documents paint a much different picture than what the public, the press, and Congress have been told over many years. The documents from military and intelligence personnel behind closed doors admit that, quote, these things are real. They're not fictitious. They can fly in formation. They're evasive, and they outperform any aircraft known to exist, including ours. The public, of course, as I said, has been told something much different. You know, back in 1989, I reported about a guy named Bob Lazar, who claimed that
Bob
he worked at a
Lazar,
facility dubbed
here
S4 out in
you
the Nevada
are.
desert, very near to Area 51. He said he was part of a reverse engineering program. He said there are alien craft that will be taken apart to figure out how they operated out there. It's been widely reported and suspected that Lockheed Martin is one of the contractors, the defense contractors, that has held this stuff, stored it away in secrecy, and tried to figure out how it works. We had managed to get inside of it. It had no wings, no rotor, no tail. It had no fuel tanks. They didn't know how it flew or how it was operated. It clearly looked like it was aerodynamic. It's not ours. It wasn't ours. We didn't make it. We didn't know who made it and how it was built and how it operated. A lot of this stuff has been moved out of government. As you know, Rep. Burchett, it's been given to private contractors who stashed it away. They've had it for so long that there's nobody left inside government, or very few, who know where it is.
And they do that to keep us from FOIA, correct?
Yeah, it's to keep it from FOIA. And I think that the contractors who've had this stuff for a very long time set their own standards about who is allowed to know what. And it's a very small group that ever cracks that. There was an incident in October of 1982 over at ICBM base where UFOs popped up, was observed over this base where the missiles are pointed at us, United States. These UFOs perform incredible maneuvers.
I know this
They
guy is
split
saying
apart.
very big and important things, but I just have UFO porno playing on loop in my brain. UFO porno!
They
UFO
fused back
porno!
together. They'd appear
Do you think when the UFOs are flying around the Earth, that it's just a bunch of aliens partying and dry humping their pregnant bellies together? They're just
and disappear,
joyriding.
and right at the
They're
end
all
of
like,
this
holy
4-hour
shit, World
period,
War III! And the aliens are
launch
just like,
control codes for the ICBMs lit up. Something entered the correct codes. The missiles were fired up and ready to launch, and they could not shut it down. The Russian officers were panicking. The UFOs they disappeared. The launch control system goes back to normal. Colonel Sokolov and his team came in, took the thing apart, could not figure out what it was. It wasn't a power surge or EMPs or some of the baloney excuses that our country has given for similar
Baloney
events
excuses.
involving our nuclear missiles.
electronic malfunction. Baloney excuse. UFOs, aliens. Wow, real shit. Real shit. Real fucking shit. Right here with Mr. McAliens. Aliens.
They thought it was a message from wherever the UFOs were from, and that's a chilling thing. I mean, we were a couple of seconds away from World War III starting, and the UFOs were responsible for it.
Between
Damn
2003
UFOs
and
starting
2005,
world wars.
5 UAP
Is that ironic that, like, something from outside of the world, literally, could start a world war? Is that irony? I don't know.
incidents occurred at Vandenberg Air Force Base, home to the National Missile Defense Project, a top national security priority. At the time, we were conducting launches deemed by the National Reconnaissance Office as the most important in 25 years. The incursions began on October 14, 2003, when Boeing contractors reported a massive glowing red square silently hovering over 2 missile defense sites.
A fucking
After several
square.
minutes, it drifted further east.
Like, that's just weird to think about seeing. Like, you know, if it's something round, it could be like, oh, maybe it's just a fucking weird little cloud. But a nice jagged square shape, a nice geometric shape. That would be really fucking
onto
weird
the
to just
base and
see.
vanished over the hills.
Maybe I should
This
draw
event,
that.
now
That would
known
be a
as the
cool
Vandenberg
picture.
Red Square, was referenced by Representative Luna at the first hearing on this topic. Official Air Force records of this event are in possession by Aero and the FBI. Later that night, while I was on duty, security guards at a critical launch site reported a bright, fast-moving object over the ocean. I responded to the incident. Chaos ensued over the radio as the object approached rapidly. I heard my friends screaming, "It's coming right at us, it's coming right for us, and now it's right here." Moments later, I heard them say that it had shot off and was gone. When I arrived on scene, I talked to 5 shaken witnesses who described a massive triangular craft larger than a football field that hovered silently for about 45 seconds over their entry control point before shooting away at impossible speed. The witnesses to this event were threatened and intimidated afterward.
On the base, I lived in the barracks. There was a little smoke pit outside. I was there on the telephone and looking across to the flight line, and I see a white light pop up and stop about 100 feet in the air. I thought it was a weather balloon. The light then flies across the base, across the flight line, and as it
Remember, guys, if you think it's a UFO, it's just a weather balloon. But if you think it's a weather balloon, then it's actually a UFO. Kind of funny to hear that.
a triangle manifests around the light. I can't tell you if it's active camouflage. I can't tell you if it appeared around the light, but I can tell you that it was a white light, and then it was a triangle. It stopped about 100 feet in front of me and approximately 100 feet above me. My telephone got extremely hot, completely froze, dead.
By telephone, does he mean
remember-
like an iPhone? Or was he holding like an old handheld, not handheld, but like wired phone where you like pick it up and you spin the little thing around to call? Imagine one of those heating up in your hands because you got a fucking
How
UFO
thick it
staring at
was.
you.
It was between 1 to 2 stories.
On the other hand, I'm imagining this guy playing fucking Pokemon Go on his phone, and then he gets UFO'd. And it's like, Oh god, Charmander. Charmander's heating up my phone and he's burning me. Oh, my attack stat is cut in half by the burn.
This
Oh,
equilateral triangle.
from
I
Charmander.
could never see the top of it, and the edges were 90 degrees. There were 4 lights in total, 1 light on each corner, and a larger light in the center, 2 to 3 times the size of the corner lights. But what was really odd was the outside. The best way to describe it is like looking at a James Webb Telescope picture, where you have the colors and then the black background. So the craft itself was this black metallic flake paint, but on top of the craft was this gold, lava, plasma, some type of fluid going over and around the craft. I'm under this for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then the center light flashes 2 to 3 times, no sound, immediately shoots up to commercial jet level minimum, in my opinion. And I immediately feel static electricity all over my body, and then I smell the smell of after a thunderstorm or lightning storm. That
man,
really
I wish we could get some
strong summer
thunderstorms over here. We used to have
And do you
like
think
good
that,
thunderstorms.
in your opinion, that
We ain't
the
had shit
equilateral
the last few
triangle
years.
was the U.S.
Man.
government's technology?
I did once upon a time, but knowing what I know now, I'll have to answer that question in a skiff probably.
Well, my next question is, you teased us, so knowing what you know now means what?
I know enough to know that if you want an answer to that question, go to Arrow.
If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
They have the answer.
Do you think it was a foreign government?
I do not.
Are you scared for your safety?
That's a complicated question. So being here today, if I say the wrong word, technically I can be charged with espionage. Espionage is a death penalty.
If he told you, they would have to kill him.
Whistleblowers have faced it. John Kiriakou, for example. I am not scared for my physical safety in the sense of an agency or company coming to kill me, but I have no job. My career has been tarnished.
I'm sorry.
But I have no job.
Same.
My career has been tarnished. I'm unemployed, living off of unemployment for the next 3-4 weeks until.
I'm unemployed. Guys, I'm unemployed. Believing you out to UFOs. I'm unemployed. That's my credentials.
That's gone. So it's a complicated question.
Have there been stories leaked about
I
your
mean, I
life
feel
trying to
sorry for
discredit
him,
you in
but
the
also,
public
like, he's so blunt about it.
As of now, I don't know.
We know they did that to Mr. Grush.
I am aware. Yes, ma'am.
He's like
Even when we're
slightly
reviewing the budget, we
cross-eyed.
go into a
Do you
skip,
think
we
the
look at DoD
aliens did
budget
that to
and
him?
the-
They made
the
him a little
budget
bit
of, like, black box
cross-eyed.
programs, and we don't know
just to
what we're
fuck with
looking at
him.
because we don't know what these programs are. Is it a way for the government to hide from Congress what's really going on and where the money's going?
In my opinion, absolutely yes.
Is base systems involved in any way with reverse engineering exploitation of non-human intelligence craft?
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a conversation this skip for that. Whether I'm legally even allowed to answer that, and whether you're even allowed to hear it, sir.
It's just embarrassing. I've had this video staring at me in my recommendeds. Actually, this government declassified footage, like, I'm gonna debunk it. I don't know, should we watch this? What's chat have to say? Hey, chat. Hello? There we go. You know what we could watch? This footage, just because of what it is, reminds me a lot of these. Gimbal. Yeah, here we go. This trio of videos that... Oh, okay, that one just has all of them. Let's just watch that. Yay. Oh wait, this is like the shittiest audio known to human mankind. What the fuck? Why does he have like 5 different audio sources at once? Let's just ignore that. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster and faster, faster. Flying around at the speed of sound. Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't look around, gotta keep moving on. Only one way to find out. Hang on, hang on. Ah! He's so fucking happy with the fucking UFOs. We did it! We UFO'd!
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude.
I fucking love this video because of that. Don't fucking freeze video. Oi. The fuck? Browser, please. Woohoo! Woohoo!
Did you box moving target? No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That right there is all the proof you need that, like, men in the Navy are gay. Just listen to that. Not beating the allegations.
gosh, dude. Wow.
Like, forget the UFO question. Is Navy men does gay? That's the question. That's what the government is covering up. Why does this sound like a Discord chat room with the boys? There's another funny one in here somewhere. No, I guess not. Imagine you're an alien in the UFO, and an ape gets a target lock on you. School emoji.
Dude, that is a fucking drone, bro.
Not a fucking drone, bro.
Speed of them, look on the ASA. My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude. That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, the
No.
look at that thing. It's rotating.
Rotate! Spin! Sounds like my buddies and I over Xbox Live Chat. It does. It's clearly the alien equivalent of popping a wheelie. The other 4 minutes of... Oh, are there 4 more minutes of this? That we're not allowed to see? Oh my gosh. Lost media? Does that count as lost media? Shall we get the lost media wiki on this? Do you think that would actually help? Foolish earthlings fighting each other over things that won't matter when we invade! Or possibly just, whee! UFO go spinny! What was the other one? UFO? Oh, where's the... Oh, there's another one. Where is it? Where is it? Come on, there's like... There it is. Okay, this one doesn't have any audio, I don't think. It's just UFO. It's just a blurry blob with no context. Why is, like, drag bar like this? Why is it all jagged? Numbers would look at this and say, botted. Anyway. Huh? It, like, yeets out of the way in a moment. Huh? 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 There he go! He is gone. That dude, alien New Vegas encounter. Any funny comments in here? It's so blurry you can barely read the text. Oh no. A blurry black smudge. This almost rivals the photo evidence from the 1950s. Oh god, they're so salty. I mean, I too want clear UFO footage. exactly why it can be dismissed. No, not really, because, like, the equipment they're going to have on these, what is it, Navy boats or whatever the hell it is. I don't fucking remember what it is. They're going to be, like, the bare minimum that they can carry and afford, because, like, you don't want to be wasting money and weight on shit you don't need, so... Hi, helicopter. Anyway. Wait, let me look out the window. That might be a UFO. Ah! Shit, I can't see it from my window. Okay. Anyway, UFO. Anyway, what was I saying? Like, it doesn't need to be... Why are the comments so weird in these videos? I don't know, people are silly. They're real and they're spectacular! Only 36 comments? Where is everybody? Now where are the UFOs? I think the comments in here are weird because the subject of the video is weird. I think that is it. What the fuck was I saying? Yeah, they're not going to have, like, equipment that is designed to capture pristine images of UFO porno, because that is not what they use the machines for. They use it for, like, whatever the fuck it is they use it for. I don't know the military. And also, they're not going to release the super hyper pristine shit to the public, because, like, fuck the public. I don't know, you want to watch the Let Me Know video on this? I don't want to just be a slop react channel, but it is a good video. Yeah, no, not the music, I want the video. Watch the first part, because there's some interesting stuff.
Just let me know.
Hang on, we could watch someone react. We could react to a reaction. Nah.
Just let me know.
They all sound right like Power Ranger villains. What?
In early 2007, this silent black and white video was uploaded by a user on a conspiracy and UFO-centric forum called Above Top Secret. The user claimed the video depicted a disc-shaped UFO outmaneuvering a fighter jet somewhere off the coast of Mexico in the mid-2000s. They had supposedly gained access to the video while serving on board a US aircraft carrier and claimed to have smuggled a potentially classified material off the ship. While some members of the forum chose to believe their story, others were not so easily convinced. For instance, the video was hosted on a website belonging to a group of German film students, which led some to denounce the clip as an attempted hoax. Even those who believed it could be genuine still complained that it was a totally uninspiring video of a fuzzy dot.
Now, isn't that fucking weird? Like, nowadays, this has been, like, you know, released by the government. It's official UFO footage. But before, some guy fucking leaked it on, like... Fuck did he say, a German...
For instance, the video was hosted on a website belonging to a group of German film students.
Like, what the heck? Why did a German film student end up with the UFO footage? Why? How'd that happen?
Which led some to denounce the clip as an attempted hoax.
That's so weird.
Even those who believed it could be genuine still complained that it was a totally uninspiring video of a fuzzy dot.
Then, of course, a few years later, suddenly...
Over a decade later, this long-forgotten video suddenly resurfaced as part of an article by the New York Times. The video was now linked to a secret government-funded program and was even corroborated by a credible eyewitness. What had initially been dismissed as a hoax turned out to be real. The video was said to depict a genuine encounter between US Navy fighter jets and some sort of unidentified craft.
Isn't that just fucking weird, though? Like, what a weird scenario. Like, it gets released and looks fake as fuck for multiple reasons. And then, like, 10 years later, the government's like, hey, check out this UFO porno footage. Totally real. 100% legit. Absolutely real. For realsy, realsy, reals. And it's like, what the fuck happened? And why would he leak it in a film? Well, it wasn't a film forum, it was a UFO forum. It was hosted on a filmmaker's website. Which is weird in itself, because, like, why? Like, maybe it was supposed to look like a hoax for, like, plausible deniability? Yeah, dude, the earphones suck. Excuse me.
In early 2007, this silent black and white video was uploaded by a user on a conspiracy and UFO-centric forum called Above Top Secret.
Yeah, it was posted to Above Top Secret, but the file was...
It was posted on a website belonging to a group of German film students, which led some to denounce the clip as an attempted hoax.
It was posted to Above Top Secret, but it was hosted on a film student's website. It's just weird. Like, you give it to a film student and you're like, hey, can I borrow your server space? What the heck? I want to know who the fuck that German student filmmakers group was. Like, who are these people? How did they get alien UFO footage? Okay, let's see here. Let's look at the UFO footage again.
A second black and white video of a similar yet completely separate incident was also featured at the beginning of the article, except this one had sound.
Huh?
Dude, this is drone, bro.
Fucking drone, bro.
My gosh. They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west. Look at that thing, dude.
Just the boys in the
These two videos,
Xbox
along
Live
with a
chat.
third released a few months later, spread across the internet like wildfire. Comment sections and discussion threads were dominated by unrestrained speculation about aliens and paranormal phenomena. The skeptics, meanwhile, took it upon themselves to analyze every pixel in every frame in the hopes of uncovering some neglected clue that could identify these fuzzy blobs. Any lingering doubts about the video's authenticity vanished with the release of an official statement by the Department of Defense confirming that the videos depicted real events involving unidentified aerial phenomena. So, what exactly are we looking at?
And how the hell did it end up on a German film student, like, hosting service? Can probably raise the quality a little bit.
The first video was
My
recorded
computer
off the
shits
northwestern
itself if I
coast
try
of
to
Mexico
stream and
in
do
late
anything at the same
2004.
time.
The story behind it has been recounted by more than a dozen naval officers, and it goes like this. In early November of 2004, a naval strike group led by the aircraft carrier the USS Nimitz was conducting pre-deployment exercises about 100 kilometers southwest of San Diego. Starting around the 10th of November, radar technicians aboard a guided missile cruiser, the USS Princeton, were puzzled by a series of unidentified radar tracks near San Clemente Island. The tracks did not resemble any known aircraft and would sporadically appear in groups of 5 to 10 at a time. Suspecting a malfunction
There's a whole
of some
fleet
sort,
of them.
the recently
Yeah.
upgraded Spy-1 radar system was taken offline and
I like this part. Pay
recalibrated.
attention.
Once the system was brought back online, however, the tracks had only become sharper.
Huh?
Among those on board were Senior
neat?
Chief
They recalibrated the fucking system like, oh, this is just an error. And then they turned it back on and the UFOs were still there and even more visible.
Operations
But that's a
Specialist
fucking-
Kevin Day,
what a
who was
fucking
an
weird
expert
thing
on
to
the
see.
Spy-1 radar
Holy
system
shit.
and had 18 years worth of experience at the time of the incident. Day observed firsthand
Have you ever heard of the E.T. from Vargina? I don't know how to pronounce that, but yes. Yeah, that's a good one too.
how these unknown targets
No, like the
alternated
greasy,
between slightly
smelly one, right?
strange and physics-defying.
I just know there's one that was described as like being really covered in grease and smelling really bad. And it just like stumbled around, Vargina, Virginia, whatever it was called, and just stumbled around there and was slowly dying the whole fucking time. Poor thing.
Maneuvers. Sometimes a cluster of tracks would appear out of nowhere and slowly drift south. They were flying too high to be birds, too slow to be conventional aircraft, and did not follow any commercial airways. Other times, they would seemingly descend from space and drop all the way down to sea level in mere seconds. These phenomena continued for several days, and every time they reappeared, the crew would run up to the bridge and use a pair of heavily magnified binoculars to see these tiny specks moving.
I live like
erratically
3 hours from where it happened. Damn, that's wild. Did you see
On the morning
anything?
of November 14th,
Did you see any
the crew on
aliens?
board the USS Nimitz were gearing up for a scheduled air defense exercise. They had not yet been informed of the unusual returns picked up by the Princeton. It was a cloudless day and the sea was calm as pilots took to the skies. One of them was Lieutenant Colonel Douglas Kurth, who was flying a single-seat FA-18
People thought it was the
fighter jet
devil.
when he was
They always
contacted
think
by
that.
Princeton. He was instructed to investigate an unknown target approaching from the south. The Princeton also wanted to know if he carried any weapons, to which the answer was no. Kurth made his way to the specified coordinates, but did not pick up anything on sensors. As he looked down towards the ocean, however, his attention was immediately drawn towards a turbulent patch of water.
Oh yeah,
Kurth
speaking
claims
of
to have seen a
the
roundish
devil.
disturbance on the ocean, which appeared as though something was submerged just below the surface.
You
It
think this
reminded
is the
him
part?
of a submarine or ship slowly sinking into the ocean. The Nimitz strike group did include a nuclear-powered submarine named the USS Louisville. The Louisville was in the vicinity when Kurth made his observations, so the
I can say
churning
something
may
funny
indeed
about
have
the
been
devil in a
caused by
minute.
submerging submarine. If not, then whatever was in the water managed to evade detection by the Louisville's extremely sensitive sonar. Kurth was soon joined by a squadron of 2 tandem-seated F-18s, the lead aircraft of which was piloted by Commander David Fravor. Much like Kurth, Fravor claims to have seen a disturbance on the ocean, which he described
There's
as
a
having
statue
a
of
vaguely
it.
cross-like
Neat.
shape.
Oh.
He thought it
Yep,
resembled
there it
a
is.
downed airliner and described its size
It's
as
the cross.
much larger
Jesus
than a
is here. It's not the
submarine.
devil, it's
While
Jesus.
Kurth eventually circled back for the Nimitz, Fravor and his wingman decided to get a closer look. As they began their descent, they noticed a white, capsule-shaped craft moving erratically above the disturbance. At first, they thought it could be a helicopter, but there were no rotor blades.
Helicopter,
In fact, it
helicopter.
was perfectly smooth. No markings, no exhaust, no protrusions of any kind.
Yo, it's
the UFO
Tic Tac.
appeared to maintain a consistent altitude, but made rapid lateral movements. with no
Delicious and
visible
minty
means of
fresh.
propulsion. According to Fravor, it was a bit smaller than an F-18 and resembled a giant mint of Tic Tac. As Fravor continued to descend, his wingman decided to maintain altitude and kept watching from above. Flying in a spiraling downward motion,
Just me and the
Fravor was
bros
getting
checking out the
closer
UFOs.
and closer, until suddenly the UFO realigned its axis and began to climb at an incredible rate of speed.
Jesus
Both of
is an
them were now
alien.
flying in a circle.
Yeah, I mean,
The
some
UFO was
people
coming
actually
up,
think
while
that.
the F-18 was going
That's a
down.
valid
In an
theory
effort
if you want to call
close
it
the
that,
distance
for what,
between them,
for what the
Fravor made a
Bible was fucking
final
talking
aggressive
about.
turn before the UFO rapidly accelerated up to hypersonic speed.
The rapture is
and
just an
disappeared
abduction
in a
event.
matter of seconds. As they looked down towards the ocean
Hang on.
and disappeared in a matter of seconds. As they looked down towards the ocean, it was now perfectly calm. Okay, but what
I
about
fear
the
the
video?
giant Tic
Well,
Tac.
so Fravor and his wingman made it
I
back
welcome
to
it.
the Nimitz. They landed
Can't be
and
any
ran
worse
to a
than what we have
different
going
flight
on
crew
here
prepared
now.
to head back out.
Turn this down
They
just
told
a
them what they
minute.
had seen and to be on the lookout for anything out of the ordinary. Soon thereafter, another tandem-seated F-18 took to the skies.
No.
This time, it was outfitted with an advanced targeting forward-looking infrared camera system. This ATFLIR pod is controlled by the weapons systems operator seated behind the pilot, and the backseater of this flight was Lieutenant Chad Underwood. A
Chad.
few minutes after departing the Nimitz, Underwood detected something on his radar. The unknown target was directly ahead, a few tens of kilometers away. The target's behavior was erratic and unpredictable. Its altitude and airspeed were in constant flux. According to Underwood, it simply did not abide by the known laws of physics. At some point, Underwood managed to get a lock on the target with the ATFLIR camera, and this is when the much publicized video was recorded. At the beginning of the video, we see a UFO being tracked in infrared. Underwood then switches to visible light, revealing an out-of-focus, rounded mass in the distance. He then switches back to infrared and alternates between 2 different zoom levels on multiple occasions. Not much happens until the very end of the video, when the UFO suddenly disappears off to the left-hand side of the screen.
There he goes. There he goes.
As the target was too far away to be seen with the naked eye, neither Underwood nor his pilot ever made visual contact. The Princeton continued to detect anomalous radar tracks for at least 2 more days, and according to Senior Chief Day, they eventually disappeared near the Mexican island of Guadalupe. In complete isolation, utterly divorced from any and all surrounding context, this video is extraordinarily unremarkable. It's a fuzzy blob against a featureless background. It's
Dude,
only
kinda
when you
dropped
place
title-
it in the middle of these
title
truly
drop.
remarkable stories that the video itself becomes remarkable. When skeptics and debunkers claim that this is a distant airplane, I understand why many are so opposed to that explanation, because the witness accounts say otherwise. A distant airplane can't just zip around the sky as if gravity was non-existent. It doesn't make any sense. Unfortunately,
I
we
mean,
don't
unless it's
see any of
MH370.
those physics-defying maneuvers in the video. In fact, this fuzzy blob does not do much of anything until the very end, when it suddenly disappears off to the left-hand side of the screen. Now, some claim this is due to a sudden acceleration by the UFO, but it could also be something as simple as the camera losing its target lock. It's difficult to tell. Underwood himself is uncertain about what happens at the end, as he never made visual contact. The witness accounts, meanwhile,
And also just logic when it comes to, you know, physics. Although I have to wonder if the mysterious object didn't accelerate, why would the camera lose lock? Like, why?
are so
What
extraordinary
would cause
they
that?
are difficult to believe. If any regular person claimed to have seen a tic-tac-shaped UFO moving erratically in the sky, a few would listen. But when that same story is told by some of the most qualified observers on the planet, it makes you wonder. And it wasn't just one or two. These UFOs were either seen or tracked by dozens of experienced aviators and sailors for nearly a week. They were seen from multiple vantage points and tracked by one of the most sophisticated radar systems in the world. To think that all of them are lying or all of them were deceived by some prosaic phenomena seems absurd. At the same time,
What
there
if
is
some
no
of them
way
are
to
lying and some of
verify
them are
what they're
stupid?
saying. We have no
You know, cut the
choice but
difference.
to take them at their word. We don't have the radar data, the radio communication logs, nor any corroborating evidence. Well, except for this pixel-deficient footage, I guess. Some of the
Pixel-deficient
witnesses claim
footage.
There was actually a much longer and much higher resolution video than the one we see today. They claim to have seen this video on board the Princeton, and that the shape of the UFO was perfectly clear as it violently maneuvered around the sky.
1 second. Hello, I am back.
Screen. What's interesting about this claim is that when the video was first leaked online back in 2007, the anonymous leaker claimed they had 4 different versions of the video in their possession. 2 of them were said to be shorter, but the 4th was said to be twice as long and supposedly showed more UFO movement.
So, I ask again, does this count as lost media? Should we get the lost media wiki on this? Should we get them involved?
Unfortunately, this extended version has never seen the light of day, and if
Tragic.
some of the witnesses are to be believed, it likely never will. You see, on the evening of November the 14th, all the footage and data from these events were supposedly
What were the aliens doing in the middle of the ocean on a flying mint tic-tac? I mean, what else would you do on like a Friday afternoon? Like,
erased.
what the fuck else are you gonna do,
Witnesses
man?
claim that 2 men arrived
You're an
by
alien, you've got
helicopter
humans to
who then
harass,
collected the
might as well
relevant
just go
data
fuck around in
before
the
having
ocean.
all the tapes and hard drives wiped clean. Witnesses from both the Nimitz and Princeton have claimed it likely never will. You see, on the evening of November the 14th, all the footage and data from these events were supposedly erased. Witnesses claim that 2 men arrived via helicopter who then collected the relevant data before having all the tapes and hard drives wiped clean. Witnesses from both the Nimitz and Princeton recall such a visit and insist that nothing like it had ever happened before. This has
That's weird in and of itself. But also, top 10 pieces of lost media that are gone for good. Number 10, Nimitz UFO footage. Burger King
understandably
footage.
led to speculations of some sort of cover-up, that these sightings were that of top-secret military drones or aircraft. While the US military is undoubtedly experimenting with all kinds of cutting-edge technology, it is difficult to believe they possess gravity-defying, hypersonic flying tic-tacs. If so, they would possess technology so far beyond anything known to the public, it would be akin to magic. And this was back in 2004. Don't get me wrong, 2004 was a magical time compared to
current year.
but it was
Still
still
is.
aggressively 2004.
Flat ball from a disc to a ball right before your eyes. Catch it, flatten it, and let it fly.
Hey, wait a minute, is the
I
flat
really
ball a
don't
fucking
know what to
UFO?
make of this story. After reading, watching, and listening to so many interviews with the people who were there, I'm left with a distinct impression that they're telling the truth. The video, on the other hand, does little to support their claims. Sure, this fuzzy blob may be unidentified, but it's not unexplainable. The second and third videos were recorded off the southeastern coast of the United States in early 2015. While those who recorded the footage have yet to come forward, some of their crewmates and fellow pilots have, and according to them, the story goes like this. In the summer of 2014, a naval strike group led by the aircraft carrier the USS Theodore Roosevelt was conducting pre-deployment exercises somewhere off the coast of Virginia. Much like with the Nimitz encounters, the first sign of trouble came in the form of anomalous radar tracks. Following a fleet-wide upgrade of aircraft radar systems, pilots had begun to pick up unidentified targets while conducting routine training missions. The
I like
tracks
that.
were
They
initially
upgraded the
dismissed as
radar and they
false positives,
unintentionally gained
but
the
their
ability to
behavior
see
was
the
unlike
aliens.
anything they had seen before.
So
Gravity-defying
cool.
maneuvers, hypersonic velocities, and other mystifying shenanigans. Attempts
That
to
also opens the
intercept-
possibility that the radar returns themselves are just like a new error that was newly introduced into the system with the upgrades.
These UFOs were initially unsuccessful. Lieutenant Danny Acoin claims that on 2 separate occasions he tried but failed to make visual contact. Then, one day, a squadron is said to have narrowly avoided a mid-air collision with one of these UFOs. The 2 jets had been flying in tandem, no more than a few tens of meters apart, when something flew right in between them. That something was oddly described as a cube encased by a translucent sphere.
Fucking cubes.
Lieutenant Ryan Graves,
Yup.
who spoke to one of the pilots once they had landed, claims the experience had visibly spooked them. So much so, the squadron filed an official safety report. According to Graves, this was far from an isolated incident. These UFOs were allegedly seen by dozens of pilots for several months and could remain airborne for up to 12 hours at a time. Yet, despite growing concerns among the Roosevelt crew, training missions continued as if nothing was amiss. By early 2015, the
If you
Roosevelt
acknowledge
strike
the
group had made
aliens,
its way
they
down to the coast
win.
of Florida, which is when the 2 now famous videos were recorded, both of which are said to be short clips taken from much longer and higher resolution footage. We don't know much about the circumstances as the officers involved have chosen to remain silent, but let's take a look at the first one.
Drone, bro. There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
My gosh.
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Mm.
The whole thing, dude.
Dude. Huh? Huh? Huh?
That's not our LNS though, is it? It's not. That is the LNS, dude. Well, if there's
Huh?
look at that thing.
Huh? Huh?
It's rotating.
Rotate!
So, there are a few things to unpack in this one. If we ignore the audio for a moment and focus solely on the visuals, the thing that immediately stands out is the apparent rotation of the UFO. I use the word apparent because some debunkers claim that this rotation
Debunk.
is an optical illusion. You see, the Atflir pod is equipped with something known as a derotation mechanism. It's meant to counteract the rotation of the camera so that the orientation of the image stays the same, also known as image stabilization. What may not be stabilized, however, are certain artifacts produced by the lens of the camera. You can even try this yourself. Aim a camera towards a light source, rotate the camera, stabilize the footage, and there you go. The orientation of the image is preserved while these spokes of light rotate along with the camera. So much like how the light from this light bulb is producing a lens flare, the infrared radiation from this UFO is said to be producing a lens glare. In other words, the bunkers claim it is the camera and thereby the glare which is rotating, not the UFO itself.
I mean,
While
you're
this
still admitting
explanation
that there's a
seems
UFO
perfectly
there.
visible to my untrained eyes, things get a bit more confusing once we bring back the audio.
Yeah, like you'd think the pilots themselves would notice that their plane is rotating. Rotate!
If this rotation is merely the result of image stabilization, why would the two pilots fail to recognize it as such? Surely they, if anyone, would know what that looks like. And they're not alone. Both Lieutenant Graves and Aucoin believe it is the UFO which is rotating. Furthermore, an expert on the ATFLIR system has very plainly stated that this is not an optical illusion. But this is not the only puzzling comment made by the two pilots.
There's a whole fleet of them. Look on the ASA. My gosh.
I want to see the whole fleet of them.
Against the wind. The wind's 120.
Do you think that other dot up there is like another UFO?
So,
They're all going against the wind. The wind's 120.
Actually, that's really weird. Like, the image inverts. It goes from having black as being hot and white as being cold, or vice versa. But there's this dot over there that just, like, stays.
They're all going against
Maybe
the
that's
wind.
part of the
120 knots from the west.
labels. Some part of the labels,
so
I
the
don't know.
radar is supposedly detecting a whole fleet of UFOs, which are all traveling crosswind. I mean, if what we're looking at is something prosaic, like the blooming exhaust of a jet engine, these
Yum.
comments don't make a whole lot of sense. I would love to hear what these two pilots have to say if they ever decide to come forward. Until then, all we can do is speculate.
Mm.
Nickel 6-1 Tango Logic, over.
I fucking love this clip. Holy shit.
No, I took an auto track. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, dude. Wow, look at the fly.
We let him go. Haha.
This video may seem very striking at first, but it is arguably the least interesting of the three. Once again, let's ignore the audio for a moment and focus solely on the visual.
Now that's a fuzzy
Unlike
dot.
the previous two, the UFO in this one is colder than its surroundings, so the ocean below is radiating more heat than whatever this is. It may look as though the UFO is traveling at high speed, but this is likely the result of parallax. In short, aircraft go fast,
Yum.
camera fixed on not so fast UFO, UFO appear to go fast. Some say the UFO is near sea level and therefore the parallax explanation doesn't work. But we
Also,
can
again,
actually
like the
derive
previous
its
one,
altitude
with the rotation, you'd think that the pilots would notice that they're having, like their camera is
using
moving
the
while
numbers
tracking
on
it in a way that
and find
counts
that
for
that
this,
is
the
not
apparent
true.
speed.
Everything seen in this video is consistent with a balloon or some sort of debris floating in the wind. The commentary by the pilots, however, does once again introduce a bit of confusion. I mean, it seems odd for the pilots to be so excited over something so mundane, but without hearing from the pilots themselves, we can do nothing but speculate. The person responsible for making these videos available to the public is a man named Lou Elizondo. Beginning in 2008, Elizondo was the head of a secret government-funded effort to investigate UFO sightings known as the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program. By late 2017, however, Elizondo had grown so disillusioned with the government's lack of interest in the program's efforts that he decided to resign. In his resignation letter, Elizondo writes that certain individuals within the government are staunchly opposed to UFO research, that inflexible mindsets and political contention essentially prevented him from doing his job. He portrays the government as virtually unconcerned about an issue which he believes could pose a threat to national security, so much so that he felt it necessary to resign in protest. This seemingly uncaring attitude was also noted by witnesses of both the Nimitz and Roosevelt encounters. For instance, Lieutenant Ryan Graves recalled how the commander of the Roosevelt strike group seemed completely unfazed by this video. On the day when it was captured, he supposedly looked at it for 5 seconds, then walked away without saying a word.
He
Some of
just
the
doesn't give a
senior
fuck about
officers on board the
aliens.
Nimitz and Princeton are said to have had an equally muted response. These are very bizarre reactions to potential airspace incursions. You'd think they'd want to make sure these UFOs are not some kind of threat. The near mid-air collision reported by one of the squadrons from the Roosevelt seems especially concerning.
Ooh.
To account for this apparent disinterest, many point to the severe stigma surrounding the topic of UFOs. Regardless of how inaccurate it may be, the term UFO has for many become synonymous with aliens and spaceships. So much so, the government now favors the term UAP specifically to avoid this unwanted association. Whether
The euphemism treadmill comes for all. This too shall become associated with aliens.
sightings go unreported or uninvestigated, the argument is that people choose to look the other way because they're concerned about their reputation. No one wants to be seen as a nutcase and potentially lose out on a promotion. Others believe there could be something a bit more conniving at play, that no serious action is taken because a highly advanced and top-secret drone program is responsible for the sightings. Even some of the witnesses have entertained that possibility. For instance, Sean Cahill, who was the chief master at arms on board the Princeton, perceived the inaction of senior staff as a clear sign that the UFOs were known military assets. But as previously mentioned, it is difficult to believe such radical innovation could have taken place in absolute secrecy. We're talking about such advanced.
Also, if anyone in the government knew what these were, why would it be declassified? It wouldn't be like, don't talk about that, you'll cause trouble. They'll be like, we know what this is, but you're not allowed to know, so shush. Like,
technology, it would barely make
how
sense
did this
in
end up
science fiction
declassified?
world.
If they have
Vehicles
no
that can
questions
see the
about
speed of
it.
sound without producing any sonic booms. Vehicles that can drop or climb to virtually any altitude.
Again, MH370 did that.
In a matter of seconds.
What do you think happened?
Vehicles that can violently change direction of travel as if inertia was a mere suggestion. None of that should be possible, yet dozens of trained observers claim they witnessed the impossible. The least uncomfortable solution, therefore, is to simply not believe them. Sure, the witnesses
No,
are
I want to
credible,
believe.
but they're not incontrovertible. Everything from optical illusions to faulty equipment could be used to cast doubt on their extraordinary tales. And without any corroborating evidence, except for this nebulous footage, that is not a difficult task. As such, many government officials may not seem concerned because they genuinely believe there is nothing to be concerned about.
That's a possibility, but then why are they letting other people be
Personally, I
concerned?
left feeling very conflicted.
Other people are going to keep
On the
digging.
one hand, I find the witness account
Then they'll find
quite
out about the
compelling.
secret government
On the
weapons
other,
systems.
I find this grainy trilogy of dots in the sky somewhat underwhelming. Sure, the videos are fascinating, but they're also far too ambiguous to provide any decisive answers. I highly recommend that you seek out and listen to some of the witness accounts so that you can judge for yourself. This is very much a developing situation. By the time you watch this video, chances are more information will have been released. According to Elizondo, the Nimitz and Roosevelt encounters are just the tip of the iceberg. Sightings by military personnel are said to be commonplace, it's just that we rarely hear about them. I can only hope that more evidence is released in the near future and that at least one video depicts something inexplicable. Something that is unidentified because it defies explanation, not because it's too distant, too small, or otherwise too obscure. No, but something truly extraordinary. That's what I want to see.
So I haven't really followed the disclosure stuff, but it seems like there's been a lot of puff pieces and filler content. There's a lot of people going, I'm going to disclose all the aliens, give me your money, and then they just basically don't tell us shit. The only other thing I know about aliens is... Let me see if I can find this. Oh, yes.
I'm surprised you're still functional after the alien news.
What a good chat message.
What? Alien mummies found.
Oh boy.
What? In Mexico. What are you talking about? The mummy aliens. what the hell are you talking about? It was posted 20
He
hours
doesn't
ago.
know.
And it's got 400,000 views. What the? This is an impromptu like spooky YouTube video night or something. Like, what the devil is this? Is it what the hell? Is that George Bush?
Tomorrow, NASA set to release the findings of a
Oh yeah, that's what we were just looking at.
on unidentified anomalous phenomena,
Hey.
also known as UAPs.
Oof,
Now it
football.
comes as Mexico holds its
What?
first ever hearing on
What?
UFOs. Scientists putting on display what they claim are the remains
What?
of two
What?
scientists putting on display.
That's the alien! That's a little stone! That's a rock somebody carved out! What the fuck, man? What? That's a fucking Mexican space duende! What the fuck is this?
He loves it.
No! I mean, it's not articulated. What? That's just like some fucking, like, vase. That's a urn. That's a thing you buy at a gift shop. No. What the
No,
fuck
no,
are
no,
you
no, no.
talking
The
about?
remains of two extraterrestrials. News Nation
What?
says we're
What?
going
This
to
was
find
shown in the
these
government?
Joe, this is some big news.
What?
Yeah, this is according to a prominent Mexican UFO journalist and researcher. These are two non-human corpses, both at least 1,000 years old, discovered in Peru back in 2017. And then
Yeah, this is what the government needs to be spending our tax dollars on. Bruh, I paid my taxes if I knew it would go towards alien mummies on TV.
the origins of these things in this video.
Holy shit, when the space salsa is too good. Okay, some fucking scammer in Mexico made these things out of like dirt and clay. And some sucker in the fucking Mexican government said, yeah, you know what, this looks good. Put them in a fucking box, show it to like Mexican like higher ups. What? This might be one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
No.
This is unhinged. How did this happen? Okay. So let me get this straight. This guy's basically saying, guys, this is the real deal.
And this poor fuck has to
Everything
sign
else
language
up
it.
until now has been complete bullshit. This is it. This is it. All right, we have them. We actually have them. Real proof, biological extraterrestrials out there, you know. Okay, here we go.
We are going to discover at this moment
They're
those
not human
mummies.
beings. They are not part of our terrestrial evolution. And then after disappearing. A big reveal. I mean, the fuck, man? You got scared. How much money did you buy this with?
Your Mexican tax dollars at work.
University of Mexico. They just got out of business. Their stocks dropped to zero after this. What are you buying at a fucking garage auction? I mean, what are you talking about?
Bro, imagine you go to clean out your
I'm
fucking
surprised they don't have,
storage
like,
container
you
left to
know,
you by your dead
screws in
grandpa,
them.
and you find
They hold them
alien
together
mummies in
like a
there.
little Pinocchio doll.
How much can you sell those for on
rattling
eBay?
around like, this might be real. I have so many goddamn questions that you won't even believe. So how did this happen?
I like this picture of Mario. Huh? What's so funny, Joe?
If you don't know Jamie or Jaime Maussan, he's basically that guy that's been talking about aliens on TV since a long time he's been alive. He's been made fun of and mocked since forever, since pretty much everything he says is bullshit.
Bullshit,
And now this
yeah,
dude is
you think?
really riding the wave of this new alien info that's been coming out lately. He faked this shit. He's a Mexican meme icon. Okay. Since the 90s, I remember this dude. So in Mexico, you mentioned this guy, and like, oh, that motherfucker. That fucking loco pendejo. I think that they're such great scam artists because they don't even know they're scamming people. They're so into their own grift that they believe themselves. You know, what I mean? Like they don't care at this point. Like they just are so into their beliefs that they once made us a joke or whatever, that now it's like, this is it. I really got aliens. The only problem here is though, how the fuck did this end up in like a fucking official business house? Okay, hang on. If you want to see the extras of the alien and their supposed eggs.
Eggs. Why does he have boobies?
God damn, you guys are memeing hard on this. What? I can't get over this.
The lost footage you've never seen. 9/11. Okay, I've had enough aliens for today. Let's look at some more alien footage some other time. This has been fun. See you later. Click. Please check out my Twitter account. I post art and shit posts, and sometimes I remember to post going live tweets. Please check out my YouTube. I have stream archives there. I dual stream there if you want to watch there instead. And also, I occasionally remember to post videos about spooky internet mysteries. Ooh. Okay, goodbye. Yay!